For the properties of squares, it says a square has all the properties of a parallelogram, rectangle, and rhombus. So pretty much everything you have learned so far is being put all together here. Okay, so let's start with the first problem and compare what we need to know. So if ABCD is a square, AD is 11. Okay, we also know AB is 11, but we also know all sides are congruent, so all sides are 11. We also know that AC, so the entire diagonal, is 15.6. So if I want to know what each piece of that diagonal is, I could cut that in half. And if I divide that in half, I get that each one of these is 7.8. Okay, but you have to understand that for a square, diagonals are congruent because it's the same property as a rectangle. So I know that this whole thing is 15.6 and that this whole diagonal is 15.6. Okay, and each part of the diagonal is 7.8. They're all congruent. Okay, so now if I need to find BC, that would be 11. AC is 15.6. BD is 15.6. EC is 7.8. Then we have angle DAB. So we know that in a square, all the corners of a square are 90 degrees. We have angle AEB. So inside of here, the diagonals not only bisect, but they also are perpendicular. Diagonals are perpendicular. So that creates a 90-degree angle inside of the square. Angle CBD, right here, this angle, well, that's half of 90. So 90 divided by 2 is 45. And BAC, again, that's half of that 90, so that's 45. In the second one, it says if PQRS is a square and PQ is 24 and TR is 17, can you find the missing values? So again, a square has all sides, or all the same side, and then the diagonals are also congruent. So PR, so we know that this is all congruent to each other. They're all 17, and so 17 plus 17 is 34. For QS, also that would be 34. For QT, we have 17. For PQ, again, that's 24. And now for the angles. For angles PRS, so PRS, we're looking at this part right here, and that's half of the 90, so that's 45. Then we have angle STR, so since that's where the diagonals meet, that creates a perpendicular angle, or a perpendicular line, creating 90-degree angles. Then we have PSR, and that's 90. And then we have angle QPR, which is half of the 90, which would be 45. And then lastly, it says that if FGHI is a square, solve for x. So we know that this entire angle is 90. Half of that is 45. So that means the 7x plus 3 would equal the 45. So if I subtract 3, we get 42. If I divide by 7, we get 6. So x is 6.